Jenny Alton. Jenny Alton is an MFA fiction candidate at SFSU and returned Peace Corps volunteer, Ukraine 2011 to 2013. A former curator at VelRo Readings, an assistant fiction editor at 14 Hills, her writing has appeared in Lumen, Entropy, and Vertebrae, was a semi-finalist in Conium Review's Innovative Short Fiction Contest, and has twice been a finalist in Glimmer Train's Short Story Award for New Writers. She rides bikes, dirties dishes, and is in constant pursuit of the perfect all-butter pie crust. Please welcome Jenny Alton.
Thank you. I love writing bios that just cram every single thing I've ever done into it. It makes me sound more important than I am. I'm really excited to be here reading as a featured reader, former curator, another cool thing for a bio. So, hooray, I'm gonna get into it. So I'm going to read first from something that some of you may have already heard a lot from. It's from my book that I made in Mario LaPlante's letterpress class last year, and so I read from loose sheets last year, but this is the little book, Sans stickies, and so I have a little book and I'm going to read from it. Hand letterpressed, stitched. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys.
What's your book called?
It's called Things Not to Forget. So I'm going to read from that, and I'm going to read from a project that kind of came out of that too. And I'm going to skip around a little bit. Things Not to Forget. And it's a book of prose poems. Spring. They're burning what remains of winter in the ditches, black moldering alongside roads. A streetlight substitution, fire stutters in past the panes of my bedroom window. 1. The bathroom so narrow it is more of a corridor, the bucket of fish in the green resting tub unavoidable. A black slickness erupting from the water you scream through toothpaste, footsteps on the stairs, the fish lying gasping in the tub. How he holds it to your face, whooping with laughter, slapping his bare legs. With his body, he says he's never heard of anything so funny as a girl frightened by a fish pulled from the melting river that morning. 2. The bus's careening descent from the village into town. How suddenly green. You realize you've never seen spring before. You try to accept this, the moment of your death, a twisted heap of metal at the side of the road. It is a good way to start the morning. When you step off the bus and begin your walk to work, you count the blossoms on the trees, the stray dogs that roam in packs of 12. 6. The banging of pipes and the buckling of the bathtub itself when you get in and turn the dry faucet. The unlocking of doors in the hall. Tears that unimpeded find their settling place behind your ear. A neighbor's son nailed lace to your wooden window frame. It does nothing for the mosquitoes. The man on the floor scratches himself in his sleep, passing skin over skin, and all the women in the room are awake, listening. In the morning, his legs and arms are bloody, and you are reassured. When they turn the hot water on at the end of summer, you pull plastic bottles from beneath the bath, and you fill them with the rusted water, the leaden pipes. These you save for flushing the toilet when the water is gone again. You wash yourself and it looks clear enough, but your body stains the towel with its flaked redness. Your fingernails are grubby with the rust that coats your skin, your scalp. You go outside and buy a plastic cup of kvass from a woman with big arms and a blue apron. You sit on a park bench and watch the swallows move in with the darkness. They dive for insects until all you hear is the sound they make, their wings, their songs that sound like screaming. 7. You cross the river like a technician, pulling yourself up on rusted rungs. The bridge is wooden. The nails have worked their way out long ago. A friend says, as long as you have one foot on 2 planks at once, you shouldn't fall. 10. Winter, the brightness of morning snow, how blue-gray moves through curtains and illuminates your kitchen, catches you unaware. Crushing ice and snow beneath your high-heeled winter boots, only wedges though for stability. The wetness on your back when you fall on the ice. How you think about maybe not getting up again, but lying there, looking at the bare birch branches and the sky. 11. The man who holds his own hand. You tell the seasons from the changing thickness of his coat when your paths cross in the morning. Where is he going? You smile but never say hello. The last year, the first snow, and the man who holds his own hand leaves his footprints across your schoolyard. You swear it is a sign. Of what? You never see him again. 12. It rains the day you leave, though it was sweltering the night before. They wrap you in a flag, then push you onto the bus as it is leaving. You try to say goodbye, but instead say, I love you. So those are some excerpts from Please Not Forget, which I probably should have mentioned before to the hands, just me writing about my experience in Ukraine via the second person. Totally me. Okay, and this, I'm going to read some excerpts from a project that I'm working on in Barbara Tomash's Imagining the Book, which is a really fantastic class. And it is called, at this point, The Man Who Holds His Own Hand, which is a guy that you saw before and has been walking in and out of my stories for a while, so I'm trying to give him his own project. So for the sake of labeling things, I'm going to call these prose poems as well. And they're numbered too. 1. His coat changes with the seasons, the man who holds his own hand. 2. This one is fleece-lined, lamb-skinned perhaps, the exterior worn smooth where contact is made most with the rest of the world. Shoulders braced against heavy doors that lock with deadbolts, elbows that rub against the backs of tall chairs as he walks past. 3. In which hand does the man who holds his own hand grip the dull skeleton key that will open his apartment door? The one in which he cradles the other, I expect. Does it hold steady then at his chest, so used to that position? 4. And how does he remove his heavy winter coat and hang it on one of the hooks in the small hallway? He moves past the chairs positioned to face the great glass-fronted curio cabinets, wall-sized, that hold documents encased in sheet protectors, faded photographs of women in headscarves and decorated men, gold-inflected teapots that haven't been allowed to collect dust, and their cups. A radio, a television. Several houseplants perched on top in the slight gap between the unseen, unvarnished wood and the ceiling, their vines tendriling towards the rug. 5. He stands before the windows, wood-framed, their seams stuffed with old wool to keep out the drafts of winter, and looks out to the yard. It edges against the linden-lined boulevard, the snowbanks faintly glowing with blue light from the cinema's blinking marquee. Standing, he watches people move from one end of the street to the other. They duck into stores, they hail and board small city buses. The children slip on ice and are yanked back to their feet by parents who keep hold of tiny scarves like leashes. Marshrutka. The Russian word marshrutka is a colloquial form for marshrutnoye taxi, which literally means rooted taxi cab. Marshrut referring to a planned route that something follows, and taxi meaning taxi. The word marshrut is from the German word marschrut, which is composed of the word marsch, a walk, march, and route. A small city bus, yellow usually, stated capacity of 20, though when running from village to village, the number of passengers standing can exceed that limit exponentially. A bag full of chickens clucking not uncontentedly inside, a bucket of fish caught from the nearby river, plastic 5-liter jugs of water pushed underneath the seats in summer, ready to irrigate small plots of land allocated to apartment dwellers just outside the city limits. The marshrutkas get you there and take you back. Only a year into its use, the water is beginning to come through the roof of this marshrutka, the faux wooden ceiling warps with rust. Drivers steer the little yellow buses with a small plastic cup of coffee in one hand, a cigarette between their fingers, make change for passengers with the other. The buses move themselves through cities and towns and villages, move into the oncoming lane when potholes threaten damage. The little yellow buses skid to a stop in winter, the 17, the 19, the 27, in front of the theater Friendship in the middle of town. The man who holds his own hand counts them from his windows as they pass, watches the passengers embark and dis until the light fades into night, and they blink on and off as the doors open and close up and down the boulevard. That's all. Thank you.